One of the benefits of using the XREF Manager to reference files in AutoCAD is that you can get other people to do the line work for you, or you can work with others together as a group. As long as those original files that you're referencing are drawn to what's called by layer, you can display their line work in your file however you want to or need. Let's open up the reference file, select it, click open. And in this file, the reference file, which is our drawing file, we have XREF'd or cross-referenced the movie house drawing, as you can see here. And what that does is that it allows you to collaborate with other people. Someone can work on the base model file, can do part of the design, maybe they can design the chairs, the walls, whatever it is, and you can work on creating the drawing that shows that model. One thing that you can control is the display. So you can control how all these lines are displayed, as long as everything in here is drawn to by layer. So if I open up the XREF Manager, we see we have the movie house. And one thing you can do with the XREF Manager is select a file, right-click, and pick Open. And that will open up that referenced file for you. So when we look at these objects here, like one of these walls, we see that the color is set to by layer, line type is set to by layer, etc. Everything here is by layer. Now that's good, because then that means that the layer that that object is on is controlling the visual display of the objects. It shows what color it is, the line type, etc. So since it's done that way in this drawing, as it should be, we can change the way it looks. So if I open up the Layer Manager, type LA, then press Enter, and if I look through these filters here, I'll see an XREF filter. The XREF filter contains all of the layers from your XREF files. That's these layers here. Now, it will show you the name of the layer on the right side, but on the left side here is the name of the file it comes from. I can't control the actual lines in my drawing here, but I can control how they look. Let's say I don't want to show any chairs. So if I go to the layer here that says chairs, I can freeze it. Once I do, my chair layer is turned off. I don't have to see the chairs. I don't have to delete them, I just turn them off. So the more layers you have, the more control that you have on how your drawing is displayed. Let's say I don't want the interior walls to be green. Let's say I want them to be red. So I change that color to red, and you see my walls are now red. Now you may see that this line work looks a little bit faded. Well, that's because AutoCAD has a default setting to fade back XREF layers. That's just to help you differentiate between what's an XREF and what's line work that's actually in your file. Well, if you don't like that, type in OP, press Enter, and go to the Display tab here in your Options window. The Display tab, go to the right at the bottom, and it says XREF Display. Change this to 1. Just type in 1 and click OK, and you can see it's as bright as it should be now. So that's just a matter of preference. Set that up however you want to set that up. So we see here now that I have made my walls red on the interior. Now let's say I want to change the line type. I go to the line type, click dashed, click OK, close this, regen my drawing, and I may need to change the scale. Do a regen, and you can see they're dashed. Maybe that dash doesn't work exactly the way I want it to. Try dashed 2, and again, it's also going to depend on the scale. There we go, now they're dashed. So you can see that as long as there is an object that you're referencing and that object has all of its settings set to by layer, you can control how it looks in anyone else's drawing through the Layer Manager. So that's good CAD practice. That's the way you should be drawing everything. Don't assign a color, line type, or anything to an object. Only assign that object to a layer and let the layer control the visual display settings for those objects. It doesn't matter what those objects are, line, text, hatch, etc. So draw that way, and then I can show things differently. Why might I want to do that? Well, in the case of this architectural drawing, I may have a drawing that needs to show the walls, but I want to emphasize the doors. Well, I can make the walls look lighter, dashed, whatever, but make the doors thick and bold and bright. Whereas on my next drawing, I may want to turn off the doors altogether and only show the walls. It just depends on your exact needs. But being able to do that makes XREFs very powerful.